back to the Crooked River and Eastern Railroad. This will be part one of the river build. In this episode, we will protect the backdrop as well as add texture to the riverbed. So let me turn the camera and we will get started. Stand by. Okay guys, so my plan is to use this Envirotex Light epoxy for the water. These are the first step. Because of the fact that I brought the backdrop all the way down to the tabletop, I'm going to need to protect it against the Envirotex epoxy. So as you can see there, I have a piece of plastic that simply is from this plexiglass from a poster. So we'll set that in place, and I'm just going to use this clear silicone caulk along the base of it to seal it. That should prevent any liquid from getting under it and wicking up the paper backdrop and ruining it. So the riverbed, I'm going to do some Sculptamold, nice and thin, just to give some texture. I will set some rocks here and there just to match the rest of the backdrop and give it some interest. So that's my next step, and we'll go ahead and do that, get that caulking in, and go from there. Okay, so this says that it will take up to 24 hours to fully dry, so we'll let that do so. I'm going to put some items up against the plastic to hold it nice and tight against the backdrop, and I'll be back when this is all nice and dry, and we'll do some Sculptamold. Okay, so it's been a couple days later, and everything's nice and dry. I'm very confident that the backdrop will be protected and I won't have to worry about the Envirotex epoxy harming the backdrop. Next step is to mix up some Sculptamold, and I'll go ahead and do that and we'll carry on. So stand by. Alright, so I didn't show you guys how I mix it up and how I make the Sculptamold. I'll put a card in for the video that I did on how I make my homemade Sculptamold, nice and cheap. I'm just going to start slopping it down here. I don't want it to be real thick, but it's going to be enough where I can put some texture in and set some rocks in. I can mold some of this into different forms and things, rock forms. Kind of spread it around up here near the banks against that glass without getting it all over the glass. It's gonna be the fun part. Don't want it to be anywhere near as thick as the riverbank itself. And again, just like all my scenery, guys, it's basically an experiment on how I do this stuff. Just like you guys that watch videos and stuff, but sometimes I just kind of do my own thing too. It seems like work in my own mind. Alright, so I'm moving along here. Stuff is drying pretty quick. Okay guys, so as you see, I'm just spreading out the Sculptamold. I'm going to end part 1 here, I think, or else it's going to get too long. I'll add a few more rocks and things like that. But it's going to take several days for this to dry. So, hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for part 2. We'll do some rock coloring and we'll color the river bed and get it ready to go for the pour, which will be part 3. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.